Morning world, it's about 8 a.m. It's Saturday the 13th of May 2017. Big thank you to all those people in Austria who came out to see me at the lecture the other night. I did a 1.5 hour lecture on contemporary transits and progressions in the horoscope, and I integrated it with a lot of stuff around the latest developments in quantum mechanics and the link between quantum mechanics and astrology. I also talked a lot about eclipses, and I threw in quite a few references to Terry Pratchett as well. I did record the whole thing, and whilst it's not available as a video download, it is available as an audio download. So if you want a copy of it, it's about 1.5 hours long, including the German translation as I did it. I'll happily send it to you. Just email me, steve@stevejudd.com. During the session, we did look at a number of different politicians' charts to look at the effects of transits and progressions in the horoscope. These were Erdogan, the president of Turkey, Angela Merkel from Germany, Marine Le Pen from France, and Donald Trump from the US of A. And particularly with the last one, I think it's worthy of doing a little bit of an update here. I'm sure I'm going to get criticised by a number of you in America for daring to comment on Donald Trump's presidency, and I'll try and keep it free of political bias and keep it purely from an astrological perspective. But there's been a number of developments in his chart just in this last week which kind of match what's going on for him. His birth chart is no surprise to anyone who's aware of it, and it's common knowledge, so I'm not going to analyse his horoscope at this time. But there's 3 or 4 separate factors that are going on. The progressed sun in his horoscope is now at 0 degrees of Virgo, but over this last year it's been at 29 degrees of Leo on his ascendant. And during the time that he was campaigning and in the presidential run-in and in the first month or 2 of his presidency, yes, the progressed sun was exactly on his ascendant, making him quite bullish and quite Leo-like. Now that the progressed sun's moved into Virgo and moving away from his ascendant, yes, it's still in his first house, obviously, and it will be for the rest of his life. But it's no longer in the same sign, and the influence is beginning to wane. The progressed moon in his horoscope, which deals with the internal status, the growth of the soul from within, is now just moved into Leo. When I say just, I mean about 2 or 3 days ago, and it's going to be there now for the next 2.5 years. But that's not all by a long way. It's not only the internal status, it's also the outside world stuff. His progressed ascendant is 27 degrees of Libra, and the Mercury-Uranus conjunction of this last week and a half, is opposite his progressed ascendant. Still is now, and I expect the next couple of days to be full of further pronouncements, and he is seemingly going a little bit off message, at least compared to the rest of his party at the moment, or the rest of his administration, I hasten to add. And then there's Saturn. Those of you who know his horoscope know that he was born with the moon at 21 degrees Sagittarius and the sun at 22 degrees of Gemini. Saturn is coming backwards to those degrees at the moment and will be there over the coming 6 months. Indeed, Saturn stands still on top of Donald Trump's moon over the period of late August through to early mid-October, and not only on his moon but opposite his sun. And this is the culmination of stuff that's been going on since the end of January. I have spoken to a couple of people whom have been in meetings with him since he's become president. And what I'm hearing is that he's having trouble staying awake. 1 or 2 people have said he's got something called Pick's disease, P-I-C-K-S. I don't know if that's true or not, obviously. I don't wish to cast aspersions, although it may sound like that's what I'm doing. But it does seem that now that the hullabaloo and the furore of the election is over, the grandstanding, the pomp and circumstance, classic Leo rising with Mars on the ascendant, is over, that the boredom of doing the mundane is kicking in. And I wonder if the boredom is getting to him. Not only is Saturn doing everything it's doing to him, and not only is there a lot of other factors in his chart, but of course the Great American Eclipse of the 21st of August that's coming up is going to be on top of his ascendant and his Mars. because of this, because of the eclipse, because of what Saturn's doing, because of Uranus opposite his progressed ascendant, I suggest that the sensation, the fun and adventure of the recent couple of years is now beginning to wear off. And that despite the wishes of what I'm afraid to say is many people, I don't think he's going to be assassinated or impeached or anything dramatic like that's going to happen. But I do think he's getting bored. And because of this, I don't think he's going to be president that much longer. And I would expect, but by the time we're into the end of October of this year, that Donald Trump will no longer be president of the USA. A blend of Saturn opposite his sun, Saturn opposite his moon, the eclipse on his ascendant and Mars, and Uranus opposite his progressed ascendant, all point to a need for new stimulus. I honestly think he'll return to his business, with his pride intact, but without the public consent, if you like. So, watch this space. Today, the moon's in Sagittarius, sun's in Taurus, yours truly is in the centre of Vienna, and yeah, catch you later, world. Bye.